shit. Oh my god, that was so epic. I think that's it. There he is. You guys ready? Let's pull it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh. Hey! And JB's on there! 600! 600! Yes! Yay! 600 mile time. That would be just. So here we are, back with the real Supercharger. Okay, we are on the test track.
They'd recommend putting your head on the headrest.
Okay.
There he's ready. Nope.
Yep. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that never gets old either. We have the post-loading production cars here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, you watch it.
Well, why is he gonna throw it?
I don't know, but we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Just use a sledgehammer. What?
Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
I'm Eric, otherwise known as Derek, here in Shanghai at Gigafactory 3. Ballapalooza.
It's like tricks.
3, 2, 1.
Will it wipe is the big question of the day.
Will it what?
Generic cornflakes.
Whoa! It's raining cornflakes! Oh. This is trippy. Look, there's nothing here. Welcome everybody. It is August 23rd. We're buckled in. We've got the light on. Let's do this. Welcome. Hopefully we are all working okay. If so, if we can get a thumbs up in chat, because we're testing out some new streaming software and everything today.
It's looking good.
So hopefully everything is good. I was a little afraid. As with any new software, there's not a lot of ways for me to test out the live stream software other than here, and everyone gets a notification. So I'm glad we are doing good. Don't mind the controller. I'm gonna put that over there. I've been playing a little Fall Guys lately. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the news. As you can see by the title, we've got a lot to talk about today. Oh man, it's been a very busy week. And then we'll go ahead and open it up in chat and answer questions and everything. I see some people already making some really good suggestions on some things to talk about, so we might get into that. But let's jump right into the news and see what we have. So first and foremost, we finally have two-factor authentication coming to Model S, X, 3, basically your whole account.
Yeah, that's something that Elon had mentioned like a year or so back. People keep requesting it, and it's kind of hard to believe that they haven't added it yet, just because, you know, you want to be able to protect your account and your vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, lots of other sites use two-factor authentication, so it would be nice when Tesla finally turns that on.
Yeah, there's this big, huge thread starting on August 14th with Elon about the neural network and everything, and finally it came up with two-factor authentication. Where are we at? And Elon said, sorry, embarrassingly late, two-factor authentication via SMS or authenticator app is going through final validation right now. So what can we expect? Maybe, hopefully, in the next update, we'll see it.
Yes, probably sometime later this year. The only thing is about the SMS one, while it's tempting to use, if you don't have cell phone service, that's not going to be a good idea.
Oh, 100%.
Because there might be places, especially in the mountains, or if you're out on a road trip, you don't want to, you know, if you lose your key fob or your key card or something like that, and you're trying to get into your car via the app, if you have two-factor authentication enabled or it prompts you and you don't get any SMSs, you might have a problem. So I would definitely set it up with an authenticator app.
Yeah, and that's what we use or at least that's what I use. Is that what you use? Okay.
Yep.
I think there's only a few things I have SMS, and that's just for other safety.
Hopefully they'll have a fallback though, so that if you can't get that, normally, you know, most banking sites and stuff have an alternative. So if you can't get the message, you can go and try one of the other options. So hopefully Tesla will have that as well.
Yep. Next up, so we have some news from it's in like Chinese, but there's also info on a website in Taiwan. But basically, Tesla has chosen a new company for their FSD chips. Currently, Samsung is manufacturing their Hardware 3 or FSD chip, but for Hardware 4, I don't know what we're going to call that. FSD 2.0? I mean, it's going to get confusing. But apparently, they have selected a Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company. And this article just kind of goes into it a little bit. But long story short, it's coming. And so they are supposed to be doing the first batch for Tesla as soon as Q4 2020. But again, that's probably going to be all validation and everything. So we're probably not even going to see this in cars for another year until everything ramps up. So probably not till Q4 of 2021. So probably not for like a whole nother year or so.
And we still don't know this is just talking about, like Eric said, the full self-driving chip or the main processor that handles the full self-driving software. We don't know if there's going to be any new hardware such as additional radars or sensors yet.
Exactly. And apparently the big reason why Tesla chose this company over Samsung was that 7 nanometer design set, the whole process. So something I guess Samsung wasn't able to do. So they went with somebody else. But, I mean, as long as somebody can do it, that's all that really matters. Next up, so there've been a lot going on in a lot of different states. We got fires here, but in terms of temperature and everything, and there's a lot of rolling blackouts happening, and Tesla has released a message for that.
Yeah, we basically saw it in California and Nevada, maybe some other states as well, but Tesla's actually putting notes in vehicles telling users to please try to limit their supercharging during peak periods or to charge at home when possible. And we saw this on one of our vehicles that's out in Nevada. We received a message just basically telling us just that. And it's just, again, trying to reduce the stress on the grid during those peak periods, just because, there is a demand, especially with the hotter temperatures and stuff, and also with the rolling blackouts in some places they're having to turn off power. And so I guess, just be aware of that if you're in some of these affected areas.
Yeah, real quick, I noticed it's starting to blip when I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if that's the new software, but I will try to narrow down what's happening while we're doing this. So sorry about that. But anyway, yeah. So Tesla has released this, and they're asking people to not necessarily charge between the hours of 3 p.m. and 10 p.m.
It depends, I think,
if possible.
where you live and where those peak periods are. So the times differ.
Yeah. So definitely try to keep an eye out for that. I know we really only charge at night when it's the cheapest. That's like our preferred charge time.
Or sometimes we'll charge during the day directly from solar. Just since my car's at home, I'll charge it during the day.
Yep.
And that way it doesn't have to go through the Powerwall and use any grid power. That way it just,
Yeah.
directly from solar.
Yep. And then, so we saw in the last shareholder booklet information, what the IR letter, that China is moving right along on Model Y factory. So they actually have a Model 3 factory, and right next to it, they have Model Y factory, which is kind of interesting because they do share a lot together, but they have decided to separate them. So we could potentially be seeing the first Chinese Model Y later this year.
Yeah, well, we won't be seeing them since we won't be in China, but the
maybe
Chinese
depends
market
how the situation happens.
Yeah, but it is amazing to see, because when we were out there in Shanghai in September of last year, so less than a year ago, they were still busy building the Shanghai Giga factory, hadn't even started rolling out 3s yet. And then when you were out there in January, I can't remember, had they just broken ground or
just
started
broken ground
for the Model Y? And so it's amazing, less than a year again, they're already going to be producing cars in the new factories.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how fast that factory has moved and everything. But again, I really hope they are able to move that same speed over to Austin.
Yeah, and as we mentioned last week, we saw there's a lot of job openings in China for local like design and stuff. So as we discussed last week, it looks like they are planning on coming out with a Chinese designed and built vehicle that probably won't make it to the United States market, but you never know.
Yeah, hopefully it does, or maybe we'll just have to import one. I'm not opposed to doing that.
Or it'd be interesting too, is if they did design a car, if there was a lot of demand for it, would they build it in China, ship it here, or would just bring the design over and build it here?
That's true. I bet they would just bring the design.
But and that kind of brings up our next talking point, is that another Chinese EV manufacturer, Candy, they make like really budget EVs. It sounds like they are discussing trying to build a factory in the United States. They haven't committed to it yet, but they are in
early stages.
Yeah, early stages of that. So we might be seeing other not like a lot of people. There are not a lot of Chinese cars in the United States,
right?
But they might be coming.
It actually wouldn't be a bad thing. I still have all my video footage from when I went over to China and checked out a bunch of local EV manufacturers while I was there. Still need to go through all that footage and everything, but there's a lot of different people going in there that could potentially help disrupt the EV marketplace there. Maybe take some of Tesla's market share. But it would be cool to see if some of those would move out of China and provide vehicles worldwide, not just there. There's a lot of really good contenders coming up too. So we have some speculation, which I saw some already in the chat. But there is a redesigned Model 3 frunk. And let me pull that up real quick. Here we go. Oh. Here we go. So anyway, this redesigned Model 3 frunk is a lot smaller than what it used to be. So it used to go way up here, and the actual bolts were right under here and here. But now you can see there's quite a bit of room. It follows more of the design, I would say, and look of Model Y. However, it now leaves more room behind the frunk tub, which could only mean one thing.
Heat pump.
Heat pump.
Well, heat pump's coming.
Heat pump. If it isn't already there, it's got to be coming. It makes 100% like sense. Why not? It's super efficient and everything. So it only makes sense that they move it to the rest of the fleet. Now, that being said, some people have taken delivery and had small frunks like this, but notice there wasn't a heat pump in there. I still think it's coming sooner than later, and I think this is another clue that is coming alongside the company that actually makes or made the heaters. Lost that contract, which kind of also leads to Tesla not needing those because they're going to a heat pump. So I think it's coming actually pretty soon. I mean, we've seen changes though like this, and then they don't actually implement it for like months. 6 months to a year.
It could be months. Just like we see with the Model Ys that we've taken delivery of in March and again in June, we saw that it had the wiring for the pedestrian noise speaker, but neither Model Y we've had delivered has that speaker actually installed yet. So they're constantly, tweaking things, adding new parts, but sometimes you get some parts before others. So like I said, you need to have this part before they do the other one, or at the same time. But if they've stopped production of the older tub, then that's why they've moved on to this one, and that way they can instantly start putting in those heat pumps once they run out of the other resistive heaters.
Yeah, and alongside of that, we've seen some rumors that new model, again, rumors, we need to asterisk that here, that new Model 3s will be coming with an auto liftgate hatch.
Kind of like the Model Y.
Much like the Model Y, and much like a lot of different companies have made aftermarket kits for. I've installed a ton locally. And then potentially redesigned headlights, which kind of confused me because I thought they were okay.
Yeah, I wonder about that, because when the the Model 3 lights were tested, they were saying how much better they were compared to the Model S.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised they would be redoing the Model 3 headlights so soon.
Yeah, so
again, it's rumor.
Yeah, it's just rumor. We haven't gotten our hands on one yet, but it is interesting to see what is Tesla doing. Is it going to be headlights that we could potentially modify what's shown? Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's up with the headlights.
Yeah, we have seen some, Audi has some really cool, digital masking headlights where you can totally block out it's automatically will block out the headlights for oncoming traffic. I doubt they're going to be coming out with those on a Model 3 before the S and the X, but you never know.
I see Mark is saying the headlight redesign might be due to condensation issues that others have seen. I have been hearing it's something that's not condensation related.
Yeah, I haven't heard that much of an issue with that, but we don't
I've
live
heard
in a
rear tail lights condensation, but not the headlights.
Yeah, we've seen rear ones for years, but we haven't had that issue here. But fortunately, it's pretty dry where we live.
Yeah, and to answer your question on the headlights in Model 3 and Y don't follow your steering. Now, the Model S...
At least older ones did, yeah, when you would turn.
When you would turn, it would put on an extra light kind of in the corner, which I really like, but I don't think the new ones do. So maybe Tesla's going to bring something like that.
It would be nice, yeah.
Aaron actually said Audi's fancy lights are legal in the U.S., so Tesla wouldn't be doing that. Why are they illegal?
Because laser, there's all sorts of restrictions, yeah. So it's.
Come on, U.S. Get
It'd be
together.
nice if the U.S. did allow it, because I know there's laser headlights and this and that. But I saw the Audi. I don't know if those were laser ones, but it was some sort of digital LEDs. So, and instead of having one main beam or whatever, you can split it up into
nice
a lot of different ones.
That would actually be pretty.
So it'd be
sweet.
nice if we had that in the U.S. But yeah, if it's not allowed,
yeah, I guess our loss, right?
Yeah.
On said U.S. has archaic regulations when it comes to auto headlights and taillights. Yeah, and a lot of other things. But we won't get into too much of that right now. But yeah, so a lot of changes are starting to come to Model 3, and just with some of their suppliers that are leading to some Model 3 changes incoming. It doesn't really tell us when, but hopefully sooner than later. And then let's see. I did not mean to close that. Yikes. So there have been some companies in the news recently. There have been some videos about them that they offer that acceleration boost for all-wheel drive vehicles to people for, I think it's $1,000 or so, or $1,500 versus the $2,000 or so that Tesla charges. I don't have an all-wheel drive vehicle on my account to check at the moment, but maybe chat can help me out if you guys see that. But anyway, there's a company that sells Boost 50 is their product. And on the newest Tesla update, it was actually just posted on Reddit 2 days ago. And the newest Tesla update will prompt a notification, which I guess if you want some pants, there you go. That basically says incompatible vehicle modification detected. Potential risk of damage or shutdown. And I guess they couldn't get rid of this notification here at all until they unplugged that little cheat device. So Tesla has finally smartened up and is cracking down on those, which, to be honest, I kind of agree with, because I don't want to say it's stealing money from Tesla, but it is taking money from Tesla, and it's kind of going through, or it does go through the CAN bus, and it's kind of sidestepping Tesla. So I understand why they're doing this, but it's gotta some people kind of up in arms because they paid a lot of money for this, and now they can't use it. So I don't know how many people in chat may or may not have purchased this, but if you are thinking of doing something like this, be careful, because it looks like Tesla will find a way to know that you didn't pay for it, and I'm sure they could probably shut it off via software. Don't you think?
Yep.
So, I mean, we've seen some stuff like this before. Luckily, what we have done with the Model 3, like the seat swap and stuff like that, hasn't done anything like this. But again, we're not taking something that Tesla sells and like kind of skirting around them to do it.
Yeah, because it's basically a software option, and these third parties are trying to override or bypass those software restrictions and give you something that you haven't legally purchased. So it's just like having Windows and trying to unlock the ultimate version of Windows or whatever. I don't know the different levels anymore, but if you didn't pay for it and you buy it from somebody illegally, they're trying to stop that.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the company that came out with this, I don't even know who makes the Boost 50, but apparently they said they only need a few weeks and they think they can get around this error code. But anyway, yikes. I would just be very careful doing stuff like this, at least in the meantime. But it sounded like it was $1,500 for this device versus $2,000 from Tesla. I don't really see that delta being big enough to warrant going through a third-party company, my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. Still kind of scary. I wouldn't want that on my car. And then, so coming up, Tesla stock price.
Wow. Yeah.
We saw it.
Yeah.
We loved it. Holy crap.
Yeah. So basically, like a little over a week ago, they announced that it's going to be splitting like 5-to-1.
Yep.
And since then, all last week the stock just kept going up and up and up, and it reached almost $2,100, I believe, at the high. It was a little bit shy of that.
Yeah.
But it was cool because somebody was joking that if it had reached just a little bit higher, it would have been after the split 420.69 per share.
Which would have been amazing.
It would have been a nice coincidence, but I know. But it's still got pretty close to 2,100. So once the stock does split, the price is going to go down to like 400 or something like that, and we'll see. It depends on how the price will go after that. There might be a slight dip after that as people try to sell some of those additional shares, might force the price down. But eventually the price, I'm sure, will go back up. We're definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, of course.
But the lower price will make it so that people who couldn't afford the $2,000 share could buy in at a lot lower amount.
Yeah, and just real quick, Craig said he believes the cost for the Boost 50 from the other company was $1,100.
Okay, so
versus $2,000. So a little bit bigger delta, but I guess I'm still a little bit more timid when I go plug something in. Nice thing is you can just unplug it. But so talking about this 5-to-1 split, there's a good article by Tasmanian. I'll go ahead and link it in the chat if you guys want to check it out. We're going to go ahead and throw that in there. It kind of talks about the 5-to-1 split and what to expect. So I kind of want to just go over that a little bit. Oh, sorry, I had the wrong camera. Wow, look at me go. So still getting used to the new software. Bear with me. Basically, the 5-to-1 forward split means that for every share of Tesla common stock that you own on or before market open on August 31st, you'll receive 5 shares of new Tesla common stock to replace it. Stock price will be affected by this event. It will decrease by 1/5 of what it was at the close of trading on Friday. To 1/5 on August 28th. And sorry, super chat real quick. Thanks, Watch Rebuild's channel. I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Said, what do you think when Elon was saying the stock was too high months ago, secretly giving away hint of a future stock split?
Oh.
I mean, maybe. We just got our first alert, folks.
What is it?
So this is part of the new streaming software. We now have alerts anytime anyone donates, so thank you. The first alert has gone out. The little things in life, I tell you, people. I don't know if he was truly hinting at that, because when he said that, I don't think it really warranted a split. But I mean,
Because it was.
It's
a lot
possible,
lower.
I guess.
Yeah, but I'm just glad that. it's just amazing. The stock earlier this year was down to like as low as like $300 something, and in less than a year, it was only like $210 or something a year ago. So it's gone almost 10 times in 1 year. And when this market has been one of the worst, ever, it's amazing that Tesla has been able to do that.
100%. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. As God Grapes said, what happens if it goes back up to 2,000 again? Maybe another split.
We'll be very happy.
I know. I will not be complaining. But anyway,
it will eventually.
Yeah. Eventually, I definitely think it would be. But anyway, if you want to read about the stock split and what to expect, definitely check out that link that I put in chat. It's got a lot of good detail in there. It's something that I've been asked a lot about, and originally even I was confused, but now we have it good. So anyway, any of you stock owners or shareholders out there, congratulations. What is the 28th? Is that Friday? That it actually takes effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's this Friday. Cool. Well, party on Friday. So yeah, we'll see what happens to the stock price. I'm kind of curious myself to see what happens after the split. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, and again, I've seen other stocks split and they drop immediately afterwards, and that's just because a lot of people were selling off their extra shares or some of their extra shares. But other times I've seen stocks split and it immediately jumps right back up.
Yeah.
So you never know. Should I wait and buy some, or should I immediately put in an order? It just depends.
Literally buying stock is gambling.
Yeah, and I have to admit that I bought a few more shares last week. Even though the price was still going up, I was like, I just wanted to see those numbers multiply by 5, next week. So it'll be nice.
Yeah, and I even I partaked a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, and somebody did mention last week about I had been able to buy partial shares on Robinhood, and somebody mentioned it was possible on Fidelity. I did figure that out, but it turns out you could only do it via the app, and that's why I wasn't able to find it on their website. But yeah, definitely a lot of brokerage firms now are allowing you to buy partial shares. So for a couple of them, I bought on Fidelity, and then on Robinhood, I bought like 0.2 shares or 0.6 shares or something like that. So when they multiplies out, that will be 1 share or 3 shares. But then I didn't like that partial share on my Fidelity account, so I went ahead and bought the remaining like 0.373 shares or something, and then I had the nice even share. So
yeah,
no OCD there.
Huge thanks to Watch Rebuild's channel. Once again, a price of $2,100 before the split. We'll bring it to Elon's favorite number of 420.
Yep.
But if we go to 2,103 and 45 cents, we will get 420.69, which is an awesome gaming number, and I'm pretty sure Elon likes that too.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we have our first subscriber notification. Thank you.
Woohoo.
And John with the $5 super chat as well. Huge thanks to you.
Hi,
I ordered the CHAdeMO adapter from Tesla for $450 to avoided the eBay scammers is $600.
Oh, wow.
Do you think this is a good move to have this adapter? I mean, especially if you're going to be traveling in places where superchargers aren't super abundant, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's great. You don't need it as much as in the past because the supercharger network has really expanded a lot, especially across Canada and the northern United States. But it's definitely nice to have because it allows you to get off of those major interstates and onto some of these other roads, which do have those CHAdeMO adapters. And most Electrify America stations do have at least one CHAdeMO adapter you can use. The problem is if somebody else is already using it, you have to wait for it. But definitely it doesn't hurt to have that. And he brings up a good point. Don't overpay. There's a lot of parts you can get cheaper from Tesla than on eBay. Just like we saw with like cameras for the side repeater cameras. He's saying that we also looked at pricing the front triple camera cheaper directly from Tesla versus buying it online. So it's cool to see that he can get the CHAdeMO adapter for less than what they're selling for online.
Yeah.
Sometimes there is a wait. Like we do see sometimes with high power wall connectors, Tesla sells out of those a lot. So you might have to pay more if you want to get it right away. But if you don't mind waiting, get it cheaper directly from Tesla.
Yeah. We've done that with so many different parts, especially lately. I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and I've been buying a lot of different parts. And I have been using the part catalog that's online from Tesla. All you need is an email account, your Tesla credentials, to get access to that. And then you can see all the parts diagrams. You can't order anything off there yet. It looks like it's still being modified to be able to do that in the future. But I am able to just call up my local service center, send them an email or whatever to tell them what parts I want. And I'm actually able to buy parts that way. And I've been comparing Tesla's prices versus eBay. and I would say probably 90% of the parts are cheaper directly through Tesla.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see some people, on older parts, they just mark them way up. It's like, I don't know. But the cool thing, you can get them cheaper from Tesla, but there are some restrictions. So that would be some times where you might need to order it from some other place because, like the triple camera we were looking at, it's a restricted part because it usually requires Tesla to do like a re-aiming of the cameras. So
Yeah.
some stuff is not available directly.
Yep. Sorry, I'm adjusting one thing. Okay. But yeah, it's funny how that does work out because I never would have thought that things would be cheaper directly through Tesla because that's not normally how it works. And also the parts on eBay are used.
Yeah,
where
most
through
of them,
Tesla,
yeah.
it's brand new.
Yeah, most of them are. Sometimes it's weird. You'll see
So,
brand new
yeah.
parts listed on eBay, and you're like, "Wait, why are they
How is
selling
this brand new?
Somebody, I don't know. Do they have did they fall off the back
Fall
of
off
the
the
truck,
truck,
at the
yeah.
service center? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, just some things to think about when you are buying parts. But the Chatamo adapter, John, is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Saved $150 and you got a guaranteed new one from Tesla.
Yeah, and I just hope that Tesla does come out with a CCS adapter for Teslas here in the United States because they've had it in Europe, since the Model 3 was released there. But it would be nice if we had the CCS, and again, that would just open up even more charging options for the United States cars and
Yep.
Canada.
Real quick, seeing here. On had a good question. Can you partake in voting with company issues with partial shares? I don't believe you can.
I heard someplace that you can. Yeah, and yeah.
So yeah, keep that in mind. May said, "Are we going to the shareholder meeting battery day if you win a slot?" 110%.
Oh yeah, if we win a slot, definitely.
Yeah,
yes.
110%. We are
Yes.
actually both off that week already. If you're
Just
listening,
in case,
Tesla, we have already provided proof of ownership of shares, so definitely give us a call. Let's see. Diego said, "Can we get digital confetti on the screen once we hit 500 viewers, or is that still being done manually by David?" So it's still being done manually,
But we could
I could do that.
with the new software.
Yeah, the new software is pretty dope. I'm pretty excited. Let's see. Call me crazy, but Tesla over the next 5 to 6 weeks could hit pre-split SPA anywhere from 3,750 to 5,000. Just don't ask me why, but I got a strong feeling it could happen, and that's how I'm betting.
That's why. Yeah, I just
mean,
hope it's gonna go.
I
up.
would
I
love
think
that.
it's gonna go up faster. It took years before it reached this point. I think after the split, it's gonna go up. Just my opinion. I think it's gonna go up a lot faster.
Yeah.
It won't take another 6, 7 years. Because I originally.
Well, it's been going up so fast anyway. Yeah.
But I mean, it was pretty level for a while years ago, but it's been going up ever since.
John said, Tesla is out of the level 3 wall chargers. Some of the bottom up to
and I
make
know
money
that
on them.
the level 3 and level 2 they keep coming back in stock and going back out. I know that as we mentioned.
Just try to set an alert. There's some websites you can use and that will actually
Visual
take a
ping.
screenshot. Yeah, visual ping is a great one, and it will tell you if something changes on like a certain page. And that way you can see when it's back in stock. That would be my suggestion.
It is unfortunate they keep getting those in stock and then selling out really quickly. But we have heard, as we mentioned a couple weeks ago, they're having some problems with the Generation 3 wall connector, an overheating issue. And firmware issue fixed it for some people, but other people still saw the problem come back. So there's been a lot of the stock that's coming in. They're shipping out to replace those other Generation 3, and people are having to ship their old ones back.
Yeah. Then let's see. So next big thing. Oh, On said, "Was your wife at the Taj Mahal the other day? Thought I saw it."
Yeah. Oh, it was on Friday.
Where?
Jefferson County Courthouse is also known as Taj Mahal.
Yeah, we can't talk about this. Stop. No, we can't talk about this.
Maybe it was. But wow, that's pretty good eye. Huh.
Oh man, I just started sweating.
He didn't know what Taj Mahal you were referring
Okay, I wasn't.
to.
I was like, no, it's still here. But yeah.
It was there.
Diego says no more secrets. Yeah, okay, we'll deal with that another day. Anyway,
But
yeah,
yes, good
it was
eye.
there. I thought about
They
taking
do a
the
lot of
race
stuff
car,
in
but
that
I
building,
didn't.
though. You can get license plates there. You can do all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah, there's some fun stuff.
Yeah.
I guess.
But it was there.
Yeah, good eye. Should have taken a picture and sent me a message. That would have been pretty
Yeah.
dope. Okay, so next up, the big update that we saw, the basically Tesla trying to block people from doing aftermarket things. hacking software, etc., is 2020.32.2, and it comes with a lot of actually like other really good things too.
Yeah, and it was, I think it was first out like a week or so back, and we didn't get it until a couple days ago. We got it on the Model S. We haven't gotten on the Y or the 3 yet, but it has a ton of notifications. We don't get all of those, but some of them that I did get were like car left open notification. So basically, if you leave, one of the doors open, or I believe the trunk, you'll get a notification after a bit just to remind you. So you don't want to like leave it open, especially if it's parked on the street or if it's raining or something like that. We also got some suspension improvements, even though we don't have the Raven. The Raven will allow all kinds of fine-tuning of the suspension. The ones that I got, it just kind of gave a little message there next to each level showing the actual height that the suspension will be set to. Also, it mentioned the notifications history. I thought we had the notifications history a while back, so maybe they tweaked it a little bit, but it is kind of cool. You can go back and see all the notifications you've had recently in the vehicle. Also, the Model S finally got that Powerwall coordination, which is something we tweeted Elon back a year ago, and they brought it out to the 3 and the Y a few months back. It is now finally available for Model S with this new version, and basically that's if you are charging and you have Powerwalls, and if the grid goes down and your car is charging, you can set a separate limit so that your car won't drain your Powerwalls all the way. And we saw, as we mentioned last week, we had a 4-hour outage, and Eric's car was actually charging at the time, his Model Y, and it worked perfectly. It basically just gradually started slowing it down as it approached that other limit, and then Eric's car totally stopped charging, even though we had another like 10 or 15% that it normally would have charged. But the cool thing is, now my Model S will have that feature as well. Another few things that I guess with this version, the Raven cars can now charge, I think, up to, is it 225 or 250 kilowatts?
250.
Yeah, so the same as like with the Model 3 and the Model Y. And as we mentioned last week or two, when this version first came out, in non-US markets, they have those dynamic brake lights. So if you slow down quickly, it will like flash the lights. But again, I think that's a restriction or a law in the United States that we don't get that feature.
Yeah. I'm just gonna plug
there's
my
a,
ears.
There's a few other updates in there as well. But look, what is that? Oh, did you turn on something?
I'm waiting for the notification to hit.
I don't see. I see something orange. What? How big?
Just do it. Just do it. Just get it over with.
What is it? What is it?
Just get it over with.
What is it? Woohoo!
All right, thank you, Dan.
We need some digital confetti.
Yeah, we'll do some digital confetti because I don't want to. Yeah. Thank you, Dan, for the 1999 super chat.
Is that
is Dan.
Oh, hello,
Thank
Dan.
you so much.
Hello again. Yes.
He said, "Fine." Oh, look.
And Kit's here. Kit, he's always quite concerned when he hears that.
Loud
You got to make
noises.
sure everything's okay. It's okay.
Thank you though so much for the super chat. He said, "Hey guys, I finally got my VIN 40,000.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Just waiting to take delivery. Congratulations. Also ordered the carbon fiber console shell from Abstract Ocean. I'm ready.
Nice.
Congrats.
So does he have a delivery date yet?
Do you have a delivery date coming up? Hopefully you do. Every time I get a VIN, it's so exciting. So
it's fun.
I'm glad I can kind of share this excitement.
So it means
right
he's
now.
probably just a couple weeks away, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully really soon. But yeah, huge congrats on the VIN. That's really awesome. And then also I saw somebody else in chat. Tracy received their Abstract Ocean tempered glass screen protector.
Nice.
Used our discount code. Thank you very much. And installed it last week. Very happy with the ease of installation and glare reduction. Yeah. So everyone check out Abstract Ocean if you haven't already. 15% off with Tesla inventory. The code Tesla inventory. But congrats on the car. I forgot where we were at because I plugged my ears because he sometimes hits me with confetti. But yeah.
That's about it for the news.
Yeah, that is actually it, except for solar update.
Yeah, solar was an okay week. We averaged a little less than last week. I think we only got about 90 kilowatt hours per day, slightly down from like a little over 100 last week. But we have had fires in western and central Colorado for the past, last 2 weeks. And also we're actually getting some of the smoke from California. And that, while it doesn't totally block the sun out, it seems to reduce, by about 10%. But also the days are getting a little shorter, so that's helped reduce our generation just a little bit. But we're still having a good day most of the time.
Again, all this down below the line is what we sent back to the grid.
Yeah.
And all the yellow is actually our solar production.
And the gray above the line is what we actually took from the grid. So it's very low compared to what we're sending back. And so for the year so far, we've only taken 6,637 kilowatts from the grid, and we've sent 11,286. So we're closing in on
Almost double.
another month or so. We will have sent back twice as much as we've taken from the grid. And the cool thing is, looks like later, probably next week, we will pass 20,000 kilowatt hours for the year so far. And I think last year we only hit that number. We only hit like 22,000 total for the year. We're going to hit that, 3-4 months early this year, just because we expanded our system into December last year. So it's nice to see that we're generating at least 25, almost 30% more than last year.
Yeah. Real quick, John, thank you for the $2 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said, are you getting the T Sportline carbon fiber? And then it's dash. So I actually have carbon fiber dash from Abstract Ocean, and hopefully video this week.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky.
And some more carbon fiber going on the S as well.
And the Y.
That's again if it ever gets here, because we have been experiencing some delays in shipping, but
a lot of shipping delays.
That
lately.
will be arriving here. It was supposed to arrive Saturday, but maybe sometime Thursday is the new estimated delivery date.
I would just like to also point out, David is wearing a different shirt.
Yes, it's not. It's not the blue one from last week.
Yeah, that was so funny though. Oh my god, I about died on that one.
Maybe I planned that.
Robin Matthew with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, guys, for donating. But you don't really need to. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's very appreciated, but definitely not a requirement to be a part of the stream. Let me scroll to questions, and we can kind of jump right into it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in chat. Normally, though, when we start taking questions and answering people's comments and everything, we tend to get a little backed up.
Yeah, I see. An mentioned that he's getting about 30 kilowatt hours daily. So I wonder if his system is about 8 kilowatts or something like that. Be interesting.
Oh yeah, and
it also depends on where he lives.
Are you also feeling a potential decline due to all the smoke in the air?
Yeah, depending on where you live. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Uber brother said, AKA Rodney. Welcome. Said, hi guys, first time watching live, but love the channel. Former Tesla advisor, thinking of going back. Thank you for joining us. Happy to have you here. All the Tesla advisors I know have been a pleasure to deal with.
Yeah,
I've been super excited.
Yeah, and we
to
still
know
meet
all
them. We know them. They used to be at the Park Meadows store here in Colorado. Then some of them moved over to the Littleton location. Now some of them are up in Superior. We've been to Cherry Creek. We've been to so many different locations. We always try to stop by and say hi.
And actually, my number one service advisor, who really made my first Tesla possible, still keep in contact with him. He's an amazing guy. He's actually out in California now, but. We love our Tesla advisors, so we are super happy to have you here.
Longtime friends, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Rob is wondering how I would know if my Gen 3 wall connector is overheating.
You'll definitely know, because it will reduce the amps, and if you typically, your car might not get fully charged, but if you have it set for 48 amps, you might see that it's down to 36 or even 24. But also, if it really overheats, you'll see that there's the little flashing light will be flashing red. I think it's 3 times, and that'll just be if you look it up in the manual, that'll tell you that means overheating. And so you'll definitely notice it if you do have that issue.
Yep. Don is saying, what wheels can I use to replace my 21-inch Ubers on my Y? So I actually went ahead and did a set of 20-inch TSS from T Sportline. We actually have 19-inch TSS on the Model S. We had 20-inch TSS on the Model 3.
TSTs on the... Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We have 20-inch TSTs
on the other S.
Yeah, we got a lot. We're rocking all T Sportline wheels.
Yeah. So they make some great wheels that are super reasonably priced, and you can actually buy full kits and everything with tires and everything.
PMS,
so I'm pretty sure they're doing TPMS now on the Ys. I know for a little while TPMS for Ys have been kind of hit and miss to buy. Since they changed them to Bluetooth sensors now. But we've been super happy with those. Never had an issue with them. So definitely check them out. Let's see. Mark Wick said, who's got the lead foot? Neither of us. We both drive 100% speed limit. And
who would ever...
if you think we have a lead foot, I would say video editing is beautiful.
Yeah. But actually, I haven't driven much recently.
That's true. You really haven't driven.
In the last 6 months, my car has been in the garage the vast majority of the time.
Although, I guess I drove today. We had a celebration today. I really kind of feel like I would like to share this with everybody real quick. Sorry, tangent. So we've been doing a bathroom remodel on the master bathroom, closet, everything. And we redid tile, like we redid the floor. We're redoing tile on the shower, everything. And today we cut and laid our last tile for the whole project.
Yep.
I feel like
So
I
yeah, that's
clap
been
on that
months.
one. It's been
over
a
month
lot of
tiling.
cursing, a lot of drinking,
Couple broken tiles.
a lot of broken tiles, a lot of cuts on hands. So we actually finished that today. So we went out, returned some of the tile we didn't need, and had a celebratory Popeye's chicken sandwich.
And cool, while we were
It was
sitting,
spicy chicken
and we
sandwich.
were sitting in the parking lot, and a Model 3 pulled up and said,
Oh,
hi.
yeah.
So it was nice to meet him. But
Yeah.
I don't know if he knew who we were though, because he didn't.
Yeah, he was
mention-
more interested in the why, so maybe he didn't. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
had said he hadn't seen a Y before, but it's cool. Hopefully, he sees a few. We've seen him all around town nowadays.
Yeah, but it was kind of funny. So we had a little celebration today. Drove a little bit. Cabbage said, "Please speak Russian." I would love to.
Yet,
There you go. I actually don't know how to, unfortunately.
unfortunately.
C. Hansborough, hopefully I said that correctly, said, "Any insight on Tesla insurance expanding to other states?"
I don't know if other states, but I thought I heard they expanded to China now. So it's like hopefully they'll
Okay.
be coming to other states. And I've heard we're waiting to see because we have seen our rates go up slightly in the past year. So it'd be nice if they did come to Colorado.
Yeah. And then John said there's a major bug with the Powerwall update causing cars to stop charging completely.
I haven't
We haven't seen that.
No.
Interesting. If you're still here, John Luck, if you can let us know the situation, if you don't mind typing that out in chat, I'd love to hear more about that.
I just wonder if people might have their settings wrong in the app because now there's a new setting in the app. If you go scroll down underneath where it says Storm Watch, there's another setting where you can control how far it's set. And if they have it set to like if that reserve is set to 100% or whatever, and then the car won't charge. Once
Yeah.
it hits that. So yeah, let me just see exactly what it's called. But if you have it, go into there. Under Storm Watch, it says vehicle charging during power outage, and we have ours set to like 40%, but our regular is set to like 30%.
Oh, so if you had that set to like 100%, it would immediately stop charging.
Yeah, your cars wouldn't charge
Yeah.
because it you have it set.
So it could
too
be
high
a
of
setting.
reserve.
It could be a setting.
Yeah, it could be something totally different. Could be an actual
Yeah.
bug, but I just say could actually just be a user issue where they didn't reset that.
Yeah. Diego, welcome to see you in chat again. Someone who's here pretty much every week also. Love it.
Yep.
How excited were you guys to see the My First Model Y from Radio Flyer for sale?
Eric was excited about that.
Looks like they are selling a bunch of them based on the updated delivery date. I got to see what that is.
Yeah.
Already got mine on order. So we actually ordered several of them. I don't mean to be like, I was the first, but I'm pretty sure I was the first to actually see it was available because,
Or one of the first.
I have people. And people like to tell, oh yeah, now it says ships mid-October. So
Yeah.
it must be like a next
Hopefully
shipment.
the first batch goes out on time.
Exactly. So we ordered several of them. I'll probably keep one, maybe wrap it white, put a giant T on the side. I don't know. And we are going to be giving one away when we do that video. So if you want a free model, My First Model Y, definitely check that video out. On actually has a really good point here. Model Y third row seat waiting or being dependent on the single cast unibody structure.
Oh, it's possible. Yeah, yep.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. It would be a lot more sturdy. Although I still don't see the third row
It'll be really cozy.
Yeah. We made a video about it, and it's, yeah.
And again, we just used seats from the Model
We actually used
X.
those seats.
We tried sitting those in the back.
Yeah.
They were too big, but these seats aren't huge, and so
Yeah.
the seats would have to be smaller than this, and they would fold differently, and the headrests would fold down differently. But yeah, it's going to be cozy back there. So, but you could definitely have some smaller kids or smaller people back there, though.
Yep. Jayanth, hopefully I pronounced that right, said, use your code for the carbon fiber cover. Love it. Thanks. No problem. Thank you for supporting our channel sponsor. They're amazing. We really love them. Let's see. Do we think the Roadster will be too powerful for some purchasers without performance driving experience? I know I'd drive F1 car into a wall without some coaching first.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we've seen people drive Model S's and X's into walls.
Yeah, or even right into the Tesla sign right at the delivery center.
Yeah, literally took delivery of it seconds after
Yeah.
and then crash it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really hope people will use their wits and make sure it's in chill mode until you can get used to it. It's kind of like driving, and this probably is not a good analogy, driving a Corolla your entire life, and then all of a sudden you get a McLaren and you wreck it. I can see that.
Different,
it's a completely different driving.
Like I still remember when I first took delivery of my Model S in like December of 2016. I got on the highway and I was like up to 90 miles per hour just for a split second.
Yeah.
And then just on the on ramp, I was like, whoa, because my other car used to take like 12 seconds to get up there, and that's the only time that's ever happened. But the very first time, you're just not expecting that power because there's no noise, compared to a gas car.
And that happened several years ago.
In a state with higher speed limits. But I took delivery in Colorado, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you just got to be careful with it. So hopefully anybody out there that is getting a Roadster will be mindful of that, especially if you have a SpaceX package. We got 2 new super chats.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Come on, computer, give me some alerts. I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
I'll have to look and see. Did we max out on our alerts for the day or something? Anyway, Robin, thank you for the $5 super chat. Said, planning on exchanging my 2015 Tesla Model S with 220,000 miles, but confused which one to go with. How do you like the Model Y versus the new S? So, I mean, it's really kind of up to you. I like the Y because it kind of feels like a mix between the 3 and the X, but some things from the S almost. I like the interior. I like the layout. It's even more minimalistic.
A lot more cargo room.
Oh, there we got an alert.
Yeah, a lot more cargo room just because of the higher ceiling. And the rear seats in the Y are definitely more comfortable than the rear seats in the S.
True.
Just your knees are at a better angle and you have more leg room.
But you can fit more things in the back of S.
Yeah, longer things.
So, I mean,
it depends.
It's kind of up to you. To be honest, with the price of everything, I would probably just go a Y.
For now, yeah. It just depends too. Another reason, I really like the Y, or excuse me, the S, was it had that free unlimited supercharger.
True.
And I still have that on it, but they don't have that anymore. Sometimes they'll bring it back. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it, in December, maybe even September this year. They bring it back for the S and the X temporarily. But, that doesn't allow, not everybody takes advantage of all that free supercharging. So I would definitely go on what needs you need for that car, what you need it to do.
Exactly. But again, Model S has that great new suspension.
Yeah, the air suspension. So
I mean,
and also there's rumors of the Plaid car coming out later this year. So
I mean,
and that's probably going to cost a lot more than the base Model S. Though.
Yeah.
So definitely though, I mean it's amazing though. When the Model 3 first came out a couple years ago, we were doing a test drive or driving it around. We had it for a day in California. That was back in 2017.
Yep.
Before most of them had been delivered. Was it even before the delivery event? No, it was right after, or something around that.
It was the day before, I believe.
Yeah, that's why we were out there or something like that. But it was an amazing car, and we were scared because wow, this car was so good, and it was costing like a half or a third as much as the Model S. So the Y, it's a great car. It's if you might miss the screen if you're used to a Model S and having the screen behind the steering wheel with the instrument cluster. You'll get used to it, but I like that on the Model S.
Yeah.
I wish that they had that as an option on the Y.
Agreed. Hopefully Plaid S takes the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
That's ideally what we really want to see. John, thank you also for a $5 super chat. Said all you veterans out there sign upon with USAA insurance with your Tesla. They give reasonable rates. I'm paying $125 a month. Some insurance companies want $250. I will say, we are paying a lot more than $125 a month.
For what?
Insurance.
It used to be really cheap though. I mean,
it used to be way cheaper.
Especially on the 3. I remember when it first came out, we were paying like $50 a month. But the rates have gone up. I think it depends on the car though. I think that some of the cars, the S's, are actually still not that bad.
Yeah.
I think they're still less than 100. But again, we have multiple cars though, so it adds up.
It will really depend though on your age, your driving record,
where you live.
Where you live. I'm pretty sure gender has an effect. Like there's a lot of things that go into insurance. But I mean, if you can get it for $125 a month, like, love it. That's actually not bad, to be honest. I mean, I don't think Ours is that
But
low.
is-
It
but
depends
he-
on the car,
But
though.
definitely, so he says, shop around 125, 250. Definitely
Yeah.
shop around because
Oh, yeah.
it's amazing. Some places can charge 3-4 times as much for insurance, and it's just like it's amazing how you can just call around or go to some of the websites that will compare the insurance costs for you. You could save thousands of dollars just by going to doing some price comparisons.
Yep. Real quick, I am reading comments and questions from 636. So I'm a little delayed.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to try to speed round this real quick. Tycam24 said, enough going on during battery day to delay the purchase of my Model Y. Until then, so I honestly don't see Model
on the
Y
Y,
or
yeah.
3 or even S or X right now having anything. I think battery day, okay, I'd love to be wrong, but then I'm going to have to sell Model Y that we just got. I honestly think all we're really going to see battery day is obviously their new tech that's going to go into the Semi, the Cybertruck, and the Roadster. And my guess would be S and X Plaid variant. I definitely don't think 100D is going to be getting anything new right now.
Or the long range.
Or the long range. Sorry, but I don't think 3 and Y are going to see anything until that new tech can be ramped up enough to make it cheap enough to be able to kind of trickle it down. It's normally how things work, especially with Tesla. I just don't see it. I would love to see it, but probably not.
I saw a couple of questions. One was earlier, and one was there about 637. But someone was asking about hardware 4, and one asked if they should wait on getting their full self-driving computer installed, or if they, for hardware 4. I would say no. We're actually taking in the Model 3 to get the full self-driving computer upgraded or installed. I believe tomorrow or Tuesday. We're dropping it off, get it installed. So I wouldn't wait off because hardware 4 is still so far out that you don't want to wait a year and miss out on all that full self-driving or functionality. But also, I don't think they're going to be doing any upgrades from full self-driving computer to hardware 4. The reason they did that for Autopilot 2 and Autopilot 2.5 is because when those cars were sold, they were sold as having the full self-driving functionality, and those computers were not capable of that. But now that the full self-driving computer's out, and they've changed the definition of what functionality will be offered.
Yeah.
So full self-driving computer should be capable of handling that. So I doubt they're going to be offering any free. They're not going to be offering any free upgrades from 3 to 4 hardware.
Yeah, I don't see that either, but I really don't think you're going to need it based on what Elon said. But it's just you want to keep your tech evolving in case something does happen.
So I just don't see those upgrades happening. Maybe, and also we don't know if hardware 4 will require additional sensors, and so I just wouldn't plan on hardware 4 at all. Don't let that go into your decision right now.
Mace made a good observation. He's gone Plaid.
Yes, yes. Is that Mace from California?
I don't know. Mace, is that you? Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. And then John actually has said, "Where's your axe to go with the lumberjack shirt?"
Yeah. Got me there.
I think our axe is actually broken, to be honest. Yeah, and then let's see. Answered that one. Did you see On said this time last year he was averaging 40 plus kilowatt hours a day?
It's definitely probably the smoke combination of the weather, but also the smoke could be reducing production somewhat.
Yeah, and then Sydney EV even said we had massive solar output decline in Sydney last year with the world's largest brush fire surrounding us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you are okay. I'm assuming you are since you're commenting here. But yikes! Yeah, I saw that and that looked wild. Let's see here. We answered that one. Wow, we got a lot of questions to catch up on. Holy crap. Let's see. Any updates on the rear-wheel drive Model Ys? Have you heard anything?
I haven't heard anything on that recently.
No.
I would, but if it'd be interesting if they did send out that tweet. Wasn't that the tweet they accidentally sent out a few weeks back?
It was in the loan or lease thing.
Yeah. So it's like if sales slow down, maybe they'll bring that rear-wheel drive version out at the end of the year or beginning of next year. We don't know yet. Haven't heard anything.
Yeah. Pete said, "What's the deal with Wi-Fi on Gen 3 wall connector?" I just tried to join my Wi-Fi network. Have they opened up the Wi-Fi on that yet?
Yeah, it can. It connects via Wi-Fi, and that's how you can get like firmware updates and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely that's how they can upgrade it, the firmware on that. Whereas with the Gen 2 one, they would update directly through the car, so it'd have to be plugged in. But with Gen 3, you can upgrade via Wi-Fi. So yeah, I would say put it on your Wi-Fi network. I don't know the pairing procedure. How do you get it on there? Because we don't have one to test. But yeah, just check the manual out and put it on the Wi-Fi.
Maybe we'll have to get one so we can test it, make a video on it. That would be fun. John, thank you for the $2 super chat and the message. Really appreciate it. Motor Nation 257, how did we get that supercharger? eBay. It's actually an old store display, but it has all the internal working parts. We have a video.
It's V2 though, so it's got
V2.
this thick cable, a lot thicker than what you'll see on the new V3.
We need to upgrade it to V3.
Yeah,
I agree.
Liquid cooling.
But it's got all the internal working parts. Do we have a number on it? No, it's numberless.
No, there's no.
I guess we need to
because it was in the store, so it did not. It was never installed out at a location, so
Yeah.
it doesn't have a stall number or anything.
Yep. But we actually
does
built
have the-
one out of fiberglass, built the mold, fiberglass over it, and that's actually in the garage. And then I finally found this one on eBay. What was that? 2 years ago?
It's been a while, yeah.
And it was an old store display, and was like, gotta have it. So there we go. Awesome Car Kid said, do we get paid from our electricity company? I'm assuming because we produce so much?
We could. We had the option when we signed up with our solar and with our electric company. We had the option to get paid a check back every month, or we could just roll over those credits. And that's what we chose because we didn't want to have to get a check for $100 and then send them another check for $100, make a deposit right back. So we basically just chose to have our production applied directly to our bill. The good thing is for our company here in Colorado, any credits that we get accredited to our account are at the rate that we have during the time of use. So if it's sent back during part peak, we get I don't know the exact price, but 13 cents per kilowatt hour. If we do it during peak, we get about 20 cents per kilowatt hour. But then all of our usage is only time we really take any power from the grid is at night when it's about 8 cents. So we're earning all these big credits and we're only pulling it at the cheapest times. And again, our company allows us to roll us over. So we have I think we have almost 4,800 kilowatt hours in reserve right now.
Yeah.
And that should really help us as the days get shorter and we start getting more, rain and snow in the winter months. That's really going to reduce our production. But we have enough credits saved up now that we could go pretty much 3 months without any production, and our bills, we still wouldn't have an electric bill. So that's how we save on our electricity.
Yeah, it's like you said though, we could have gotten paid, but we would get pennies on the dollar. Mm-hmm. And when you really calculate that out, it's just not worth it. We would rather just never have an electricity bill, and we also like to bank it for those winter months when we don't get quite as much.
And so, right now our production is a lot more than what we're using just because I don't drive as much anymore.
Yeah.
And so my car isn't being charged as much every day. But we are looking at other ways of using that electricity that we're generating ourselves, and we just put in our bathroom remodel, we put in a Ditra electric heated floor, and you can put it on a timer. You can do it via Wi-Fi. We're going to use a little bit more electricity, and we're going to, that's going to be our production.
Yeah.
But we're, nice clean energy to heat our master bathroom.
But the nice thing is it actually works on a timer, so we can tell it because we normally wake up about the same time every day. We can tell it to just heat up during this time.
Yeah.
Or we can do it through the phone app, which I'm actually super excited for.
Uh-oh.
Let's do it.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Dan, for another $20
I wasn't sure if
super
that was
chat.
the same one or not. I was like, wait a minute, that's a new one.
He said, we need more confetti.
And here's
David
Kit,
has gone
and
Plaid.
here's Kit. He's got to check out. Every
Look at
time
that.
we do that, he's got to
Every
make
time
sure
we get
everything's
confetti,
okay.
you also
It's
get a
okay.
dog.
It's okay, yeah.
It'll either be Kit or
Guest
later.
appearance.
Normally it's Kit.
Yeah.
Hi, Kit. Do you want to say hi to the people?
But anyways, one other thing about our solar generation and getting paid, we should be getting some places, I don't know if they're all this way, but you can get renewable energy credits.
Yeah.
And depending on your production, you should get a small amount. It's not a huge amount. And unfortunately, we're working with our electric company on those, but we will be getting paid for those.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
I'd bang the desk, but I don't want to mess up all the cameras. Let's see. Meninder said, do you have PPF on your car? So
yes.
The one thing that we like to do, you've probably seen the cars, we like the Tesla T logo, we like the red stripe. Some people are copying it. It is what it is. I'm over it. But we do a matte PPF over the entire car, and that gives us that really cool look with that pearl white that I absolutely love, David loves, and we've done it on an S, the 3 and the Y. The 3 has since had that removed since it's now like the race car, and it has vinyl on it. So vinyl's great if you want to change the color of your car, but it's very thin. PPF is a lot thicker and has properties in it to help it heal. So it'll last a lot longer and protect against dings, rocks, anything like that. But yes, we do have PPF.
And so we have
on
the matte, but you don't have to
Yeah.
get matte if you don't want to, but we did.
Exactly. Like if you want PPF just on the front of your car, I would just get the regular PPF, which is gloss. You don't want to do matte unless you're doing the whole car because it does change the look of that panel. It'll look kind of weird, I think. But
And also,
yeah,
though, depending on your
absolutely
color,
love it.
you might want to go with the PPF instead of the vinyl, because
yeah.
on the Model S, the red one we have, it has kind of a matte red color on top of red. But if we would have just put the stealth wrap on there, it would have given that same like matte red look, but it would have that additional benefit of the paint protection film. Whereas the current vinyl, if you get a rock chip, you can, it'll go through and do a little tiny nick in that wrap.
Yeah. Sorry, hopefully my mic didn't make noise. Layden was licking it. Let's see. Lauren said, do you ever show your snakes on live stream? Occasionally, in case you didn't know. I have some snakes. I like reptiles. That's kind of my thing. They just ate yesterday, though. So normally after I feed them, I like to give them 3 days so they don't have any issues. But next week, I will try not to feed them until after live stream so I can show you them.
Yeah, tune in next week for
for snakes.
Eric's one of his snakes.
What did you say?
We're gonna see Eric's snake next week.
Okay, wow.
One of them.
Sounds really weird.
Maybe
John
2.
Luck said, so here's the car not charging with the newest update. I set my setting to charge down to 25% reserve, but even when the grid was back on, it wasn't charging. Also, at charge point charger wasn't working. Tesla replaced my power conversion system, but it happened again a week later.
Weird.
It only worked at a supercharger. I had to unplug the battery under. Once I unplugged it, it resolved the issue and started working right away. Wow, I've not heard of that issue.
Yeah, luckily we
That's
haven't seen
new.
that
So
yet,
hopefully they can get that figured out for you. Ooh. Let's see. Diego said drove from Payson to Phoenix yesterday. A lot of it was downhill. Pretty cool to see regen at work. I was actually getting more miles than I was using. So awesome.
Yeah.
So here in the mountains, when we go up, we oftentimes you use a little bit extra. But when we come back down, there have been times where we've gotten back to the house with more miles than we started.
Yeah, and
It's
just a couple
amazing.
when we drove back, we drove the Model Y. Eric picked it up in California a couple weeks ago, and I met him in Moab. We drove back. We went up to Kremling, Colorado, and we charged there. We didn't have to charge the entire way back, and it used, coming downhill, as he said. Once we passed over through the Eisenhower Tunnel, it's almost all downhill from there. There's a few other hills, but you really don't need any energy. At least since we live on the western suburbs, we don't really need to charge. We just need to charge enough to get to the Eisenhower Tunnel, and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy how regen
Or like you
works.
said, we used to go up to like Blackhawk, and that's about 30, maybe 40 miles away. We can end up at home with almost the exact same amount of energy that we leave with, even though we drove 40 miles to get home.
I'm going to fly through some of these real quick. Eric, last episode, someone asked you about what you'd ask Tesla to add. With a big map in the car for multiple car owners, it'd be great to see on the map where your other cars are. We've actually asked that before,
that would be a great
and
feature.
I would love to see that.
I'd like to see it in the app too, just because we
the app
we
definitely.
have multiple cars,
Yeah.
and instead of having to go back through each car, it'd be nice to just see them all on one map.
Yeah.
And that'd be cool in the car as well.
Yeah.
And I think, though, doesn't Better Route Planner provide that through their premium
So
service?
Better Route Planner actually has a premium service that does offer that. So maybe we'll be looking at that soon. Christ-like said, how are hailstorms in Colorado and how often does it happen? I might be moving there from LA and I'm kind of scared to get my carrito damaged. So yes, they do happen. I have it on my phone because at my office, I do not have a garage or anything. And I have weather alerts on my phone. And if I get a weather alert, I say adios to everybody I work with, and I drive my car to a local garage and just hang out. And I've done it several times and missed hail because of it.
There was a really big hailstorm like 2 or 3 years ago, and I was in a parking garage at work, fortunately, but any cars that weren't in it, they got hit by almost baseball-sized hail, and it broke out all, the windows and dented the metal. And we actually had a friend who's a local Tesla owner, and his car was totaled.
It was a golf
because of the hail,
ball
and he
looking,
called it
yeah.
dimples after that because it looked like a golf ball. And yeah, it was he got that taken care of. But we also on the Model S, Eric was trying to drive home. I was trying to direct him to avoid the storm. He actually got hit. We thought there were only like 3 or 4 minor dents, but when we took it in to get the paintless dent repair done, they found
There were like 30.
something like
30,
13,
like,
13
they
something.
were all little that I probably wouldn't have seen, but they come in with their like high power lights so they can see it. And I was just like, what?
But fortunately, we didn't have any glass breakage, and we didn't have any great big dents. But yeah, they do have hailstorms here, so definitely try to keep it in the garage if you know those storms are coming.
Or just get it on your phone so that you can get those weather updates,
Now,
and hopefully you can always know where your local garages are.
And we did test out a product a couple years ago. It was like a pop-up tent that, you could take out of your trunk and put it on your car. It's okay. It might block some of the hail from hitting it. And we threw some really big, like as a test, we did a video a couple years ago. We had some like fake hailstones that we had frozen, and we threw them at the car. It did a good job of protecting stuff coming straight down on it, but when a hailstorm, stuff coming from different directions depending on the wind, and that product didn't cover the car sufficiently that I would have believed it would have protected it 100%. But it did get stuff from up top. Now I have seen that there's some other like inflatable products or stuff for even severe storms, but those take more time to set up, and you have to like drive your car inside of them, and that's just something that if you know the storm that bad's coming, I think you would try to just get it under cover. But if you don't have cover, it's a possibility.
Yeah, and quick note on that little tent, I heard that they, sorry, she wants to play. I heard they actually just like changed ownership, and now the products aren't as quality as they should be.
Oh, really?
So be careful with that.
The one that we tested?
Yes.
Okay.
So maybe look at like the giant inflatable thing, just in case. Rob Stack said, new favorite drinking game. Every time David takes a drink, I do too. Congratulations. I'll drink to that. MRDSN189, with some extra time, did you guys think of what you'd propose at a shareholder meeting to influence the future direction of Tesla? So, I mean, I kind of thought about it, but there's just so many things that I would need to know what's going on. But and as far as influencing the future direction, I would love to see, again, this is not knowing what Tesla's current motive and everything is. I would love to see build out for the future done more in advance than it is. I know it's hard to predict the future. I know it's hard to predict what people will want necessarily, but it's Tesla. Everybody wants one. And kind of like the Cybertruck. I would have loved to have seen them announce the factory when we saw the Cybertruck. But again, it sounded like Elon didn't know it was going to be that big of a hit. He said, basically, this is it. And he didn't think a lot of people would like it. And 500,000 reservations later, that's a lot of money worth. So I would love to see the future being planned for further in advance, but that's hard. I don't know. Any ideas?
I'm going to have to think about that. I forgot to do my homework.
You're going to have to think about it. There you go.
All right.
Let's see. Looks like a small push of 2020.32.3 is going out to Model Y right now.
Oh, so
Don't have it.
We'll have to watch for that. We've only gotten on one car so far.
Actually, we'll leave this closer in case we need it, in case we get the update. If you're watching Tesla, feel free to push it. I am ready to install it.
Yeah, we do have all of our cars set for the advanced software update, so usually we get them early, but it took me a while before I got the .32 update.
Yep. Michael says, would you get a Model Y living in an apartment with 110 charging only?
And I guess it depends on how long your daily commute is, or if you even have a daily commute. I know that with my mom, she doesn't drive her car much. She has a Model 3, and she's just used the 120 volt charging, and that does it charges a lot slower, maybe 4 or 5 miles an hour. But that's all she needs, because when she was working, it was only about I think 11 miles round trip, so she only had to charge a couple hours.
Yeah.
But if you have to drive like 100 miles a day, I probably would not suggest it.
Yeah.
If it's a shorter commute, or if you have other options like Supercharger, or if you can charge at work.
Well, charging at work is huge.
Yeah,
So check with your employer because they do get good tax incentives to install chargers.
Yeah, and at my previous job, I had charging at work, and I didn't charge every day, but when I did charge, I would plug it in, and it's nice because I could come out to my car at the end of the day and didn't have to worry, it's full charge, and it was all solar powered too, just like at
So
home.
jealous. I wish. Akeem said, "Will there be a heat pump retrofit for Model 3?" My guess would be no. My understanding, based off looking at it in Model Y, there's a lot going on there. I don't know how retrofitting that would be very feasible. So I wouldn't.
And it
think
works.
so.
It's not. There's not a problem with this existing heat. It uses a little more energy than what the heat pump will do, but they're not gonna do a retrofit.
Yeah. APM said they got 2020.32.3 on their Model Y today. Tesla, come on.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll get it.
I'll just sit here and sulk. Let's see. John said, I'm driving a $70,000 Model Y. Somebody said 70. PSY Tech said 70,000 for S, 50,000 for Y. So you can basically make them the same. This goes back to our old conversation about should you get an S, should you get a Y. But comparing apples to apples, I would say maybe compare like a long range dual motor Y to long range dual motor S.
That's one thing we forgot when the other question earlier, the guy was talking about trading in his 2015 S.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about range, but currently, the Model S, if you get the
True.
long range, can go like over 400 miles. The Y, it still gets, over 300, but if you need that extra range, then definitely the S is the way to go.
Yeah. Let's see. TM3 Tech said, I read that Lucid said they'll offer vehicle to grid. If true, once it comes out and start producing them, how long until Tesla will start offering it too? So again, like you said, maybe they'll start offering that and announce it at Battery Day.
Maybe
My
not.
biggest issue, and I know some people are probably going to give me flack for it, I am worried people are going to abuse it and it's going to clog up superchargers. People are going to supercharge and those with free supercharging.
Yeah, I don't think
we're one of
yeah.
them, but I think a lot of people will just try to do it that way and then just bring it home, plug it in their house.
They're going to have some restrictions. So if
Exactly.
you do have free supercharging, that you won't be able to do vehicle to grid or something like that, because it wouldn't make sense to go and get free electricity and come and sell it back. So I don't
Yeah.
think that's happening. But it would be nice, especially with the Cybertruck and, like you said, maybe the Roadster. Maybe those new batteries will have that two-way functionality.
Yep. Pertridge, hopefully I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Said, I've decided to order Model Y. Congratulations. Ordered it last week. How long does it typically take for delivery? Tesla gave me an estimate of end of September. So they gave you end of September because that is the end of the quarter. You'll probably get it within like 3 to 4 weeks unless they can match you up with one that is waiting for delivery, which happens quite a lot. Paul said, joined a little late today, so sorry if you already spoke about this. Did you see the news that Model 3 frunk size? Oh, yeah. Yep. Hopefully that heat pump's coming up.
Yeah, but we saw a side-by-side picture. It definitely looks like the Model 3 frunk is smaller. So we think we're getting ready for the heat pump in the Model 3 going forward.
Yep. Diego said, guys, how come Tesla doesn't have 18-inch sport wheels like the 19-inch they sell online? Is it possible to get these somewhere else? So I assume you're talking about Model 3. They have 3 sizes. They have 18, 19, and 20. And the 20 and 19 they offer as the sports wheel, but the 18 is not. My guess would be something about the wheel design, but maybe they also tried to differentiate. If you're looking for some good 18-inch options, check out T-Sportline. We've used a lot of their rims, and I can recommend them for sure. Terry said, I pay $70 a month for my Model Y in West Virginia. I have 3 cars with Erie insurance, and I'm 49. God, I wish it was $70 a month. Oh, I need to calculate out what do you think Model Y is? I need to calculate
It's not that much, but I think we
know?
definitely need to shop around because when our rates
Yeah.
did go up last year, so we need to check like later this year.
Yeah.
I know that when we went from the 3 to the Y, it was only a few dollars more.
Okay.
Because we upgraded back.
And that was a all-wheel drive
3 to like a performance Y back in March. And yeah, it was only like $50 for the year. So it wasn't a huge increase.
Yeah.
And then when we traded that Y and got a different Y, again, it was the same price.
Nice. Motor Nation 257, I see your message a couple times about how did we get the supercharger.
Yeah,
we answered that earlier though, so hopefully this is just.
Or also go back. We have a video that we did a couple years ago and explains how we got it, and it shows us taking it apart. You can see all the insides and everything. So
it was actually pretty interesting taking it apart. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. May said yes. Great seeing you at Button Willow. Next time, bring David. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I tried to get it. He had work though.
Yeah, Eric's got a little more free time. Where I work, I'm like the only guy that does what I do, so it's hard for me to get away and trust that everything will keep running when I'm not around. So
yeah. Craig said if they can't promise level 5 FSD with the FSD computer, wouldn't Tesla feel bound to deliver that upgrade to FSD 4 computer?
I don't think so.
Could there be a class action lawsuit?
Yeah, I don't think so because Tesla changed the definition. They never said level 5 as far as I can. They have their own definition of, it used to be full self-driving and it will, pick you up and drive across the country.
Yeah.
They greatly changed what they say will do. So
what about those people that bought when it said that though?
Maybe they'd have to upgrade us again and again and again. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But that's actually a really good thought. Yeah. I don't know how that's going to go. Sorry, my mind's boggled by that. Let's see. Chagong said, would anybody want to two-wheel drive when the price is almost the same? Why isn't it front-wheel drive instead? So rear-wheel drive, there was a lot of talk, especially when Model 3s came out, that you would get more range. But that was before they came out with like the new front motor and everything, which is now kind of flipped. You actually get more range with the all-wheel drive variant. But some people just like rear-wheel drive. It does save some money, which is great. Helps lower the price point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. WFS Media said Warzone with some viewers. Maybe. Or we can Fall Guys. I've been playing some Fall Guys lately. I was trying to win before Tim the Tap Man. It didn't work. Let's see. Sydney EV said, I find it funny you still use checks in the USA.
I haven't used a check in probably 20 years, but some electric companies will still send you a check for your solar. It would be nice if they just did a direct deposit.
Yeah. I mean, when's the last time I had a check?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It's probably been 15, 20 years.
I do know, like, I don't have checks, like, in a checkbook anymore. Anytime I need one, I have to go to the bank, have them print, like, a sheet of them. Yeah. It's a pain in the butt. So I just don't use them. Let's see. Leonard said, thanks for the show and all the useful info. No problem. Thanks for joining us. We have a Model Y and are waiting on a Powerwall. Congratulations. Hopefully you're enjoying your Model Y, and Powerwall's great. Do you have solar though?
Yeah, we love our Powerwalls, and again, check to see if your utility offers time of use, because with that Powerwall, it can really help reduce your bills. Like we said, we only ever use the cheapest rate of electricity in the middle of the night. Either, we charge up the Powerwalls via the solar, and we use Powerwalls to charge our house, and the only time we ever take anything from the grid is at night.
Yep. Ali said, babyface David, we love you.
Oh, thank you.
Kiss emoji. Leon said, do you use all season or winter tires during the winter? So we'll have a video coming a little bit more in depth on this at the end or middle fall, hopefully early fall. We're still working on it. But I use all season tires pretty much year round.
Yeah.
Our winters here are pretty mild though.
Yeah.
If you live somewhere with a more harsh winter, winter tires are not a bad thing.
Yeah, because when I lived up in Canada, it seemed like it was the worst winter they'd had in 25 years, and we only saw the sun for like a week all winter long. Whereas here in that's weird. Whereas here in Colorado, we can get a foot or two of snow, and then it'll be sunny the next day. And so we don't really typically need that. Now, if we lived up in the mountains higher up, then we might need to have snow tires. But for our usage, we've never really needed them.
Yeah. Diego said, what happens to your solar panels if you want to sell the house? Do you have to remove them and take them with you, or does it raise your property value?
Yeah, with ours, our system is totally purchased. We own it, so we would just leave it here. I mean, you could remove it, but I think with the advances of technology...
I'm ripping those Powerwalls off the wall.
Yeah, I would probably keep the Powerwalls just because those are special.
They're signed by like
ones.
Elon, JB, and Franz. I'm ripping those off the wall.
But for the solar, it'd probably be cheaper, especially with the price reduction. The price has gone down like 40%
True,
since we
yeah.
bought our solar. So, and the panel efficiency has gone up. So we probably would just get new solar installed. But for here, yes, that would raise our property value, especially with such a large system that we have. But even if you have a smaller system, it should help, because if you're comparing two houses, especially if you're in a housing subdivision where the houses are all the same, if yours has enough to power your house via solar, or at least cut the bill in half, it seems like it'd be a no-brainer that people would be more interested in a house that had a solar. Now, I have seen some people have like solar leases. Those can cause a little more trouble when you're trying to sell, because you have to get that lease transferred and get the new buyer to take over the lease.
So yeah, that can be a little bit, but I mean, I think they say they will like guarantee transferability.
Yeah.
Basically, if you can qualify for a loan on a house, the solar shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now, Matthew Evans is asking for a solar update. Do you want to give a quick update?
Again, yeah, we did kind of earlier, but basically, solar is slightly down. We're still doing like 90 kilowatt hours a day on average. I think our high last week was on Monday, got 112 kilowatt hours. It's down, we think, partially because of the smoke from the fires in Colorado and California, but also the days are getting shorter.
Yep. John says, David, do you like snakes as well?
No, not really. They're okay, but I touch them. But
I've never seen you just like reach in and pick one up.
No, I won't do that.
I normally have to like do that and hand it to you.
No, but like when Eric one of his snakes had a medical issue and he had to give it injections, and I would hold on to the snake. It was okay, but it's not something. It's not,
you held the tail end. I had to hold the bitey end.
It's not my first choice of pets.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice though. Feed them like once every 2 weeks, and they're great.
Low maintenance, yes.
Very low maintenance. Terry said, just joined the live stream. Awesome to have you here. How much was the PPF? So PPF on a whole car, it's going to give you a little sticker shock. I'm not going to lie. And it's going to depend on state to state. I found some states, some people have said they can get it for like $6,000. Most cost is going to probably be between $8,000 and $9,000 for a full car to be PPF.
Yeah. But again, that can vary greatly.
It can.
Where you live and
what product is used, because there's Expel.
Yeah.
There's, what are some of the other brands?
Like
I'm blanking.
Is it Suntech? Yeah.
And Expel is kind of like the top tier brand name. Not necessarily saying it's better or anything, but I've had Expel on most of mine, and it's great, but it is a little bit more expensive.
And also, if you don't want to spend that much money and do the entire car, you can just do like the front-facing surfaces.
Oh,
so
yeah.
On my first S90D that I had in 2016, I just had the front and like the hood, the fenders, the mirrors, and like behind the rear doors, and also on the bumper, and that cost like less than $3,000, like $2,500 or something for that, and so you can definitely cut the price way down if you don't do the entire car.
Yeah. On said Popeyes or Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
I'll say Popeyes. Yes.
Hands down. Sorry if we don't all agree. Eric said was just in the Twin Lakes area from Colorado, in Colorado from Indiana. The region down the mountain was awesome. Yep. Amazing. Yep. It's so much fun. Just to like put the energy graph up. Love it. John said, I have 3 different EVs, and the Tesla is the only one with a decent app. The other 2 are awful. 100% agree. That is one thing Tesla has done very, very well on. Sydney EV says PPF film on a white car will show dirt trapped around the edges. Yes, yeah, it will. So that's where it comes down to, you want to make sure, especially if you have a white car, to go to somebody very reputable so that they can make sure those edges are 100% laid down. Otherwise, it will show that.
And also, they'll take other parts off, or they'll wrap it around so you can't see the edges. And that's it costs
even
more,
better,
but then it looks better.
Yep. Watch Rebuild's channel said, how about a padded car cover for hail? So my parents have had some of their cars outside, because I think they were doing some work, so they had to have one of them out, and they actually had like moving blankets that they threw on one of theirs, and it protected it. So yeah, still scary.
The cool thing, hopefully with the Cybertruck, we won't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yep. Hopefully not. Let's see. Does the Tesla Roadster have the longest battery life?
The Roadster, like the next gen.
The next gen Roadster should. It'll be tied basically with Cybertruck. Both are going to be at 600.
Well, the Cybertruck is over 500, so we don't.
Oh, it just says 500 plus.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then probably the Roadster 600. I can't wait. Steve said home heat pump for reduced home HVAC. We still need to look into
Yeah,
that.
well, we looked, but the thing is, we have hot water heat,
Yeah.
and we couldn't.
Oh,
and
yeah,
when
there
I
you
was
go.
researching earlier, I don't know if it's changed, but when I researched before, there wasn't one that had a big enough capacity that would be able to provide our hot water needs for the house, as well as to heat the entire house. So we're definitely looking into it, but we might be able to replace our. Well, see, we don't have a water heater. We have a boiler, which then has a tank. So we can't really replace a water heater because we don't have one.
Yeah, that's a good point. John said, have you tried Colorado cannabis compared to other states? I hear it's great like California. So I'm going to be fully honest with everybody here. I've
No.
never even smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
And I've never tried cannabis. I work in biotech and we get drug tested, so it's not really worth it. I've just never done it. And
No, never needed. I don't see the need.
I do partake in an alcoholic beverage. Only do so if you're 21 and up, depending on where you live.
It's 18 in some places.
18 in some places, yes. But yeah. Black House, do different tires make a difference in range?
Yeah.
Do you have to use low rolling resistance, high efficiency tires? I mean, you don't have to, but you can see it for sure.
Yeah.
And also like summer performance tires versus like a winter, sometimes the rubber compounds can be different and you could see maybe a little bit there.
But also the
yeah.
inflation, if you inflate them a little
That's a
bit
bigger, yeah.
higher, then you can get better range that way.
Yeah,
It might be a
so-
little harsher or noisier, but you'll get better range.
Exactly. And it could also lead to some abnormal tire wear. So do so only if you absolutely need it. But if you increase your tire PSI by, I don't know, like 4 to 5, you'll notice that instead of like your tire being like this, your tire will kind of be like this, and you'll just rub a little bit and decrease your rolling resistance. But again, do so with caution. Let's see. When will update include auto-adjusted speed? It's time to bring that back. 100% agree.
Auto speed adjustment.
So like
Oh,
it reads
yeah.
off the speed signs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because like
we need
Autopilot
that.
1 cars have that, and Elon did mention a while back that that was coming. So hopefully, wasn't this released, but hopefully we'll see it in the next couple of months.
Yep. Jayant said, can you do a smart summon, come to me, etc. demo on the Y?
Yeah, we
Keen to
should.
see it after all the updates lately. All YouTube content's pre-old ones. You bet. It's actually in the queue.
Yeah.
So
we should
hopefully
compare it
coming
with
very
like the
soon.
3 too, because not
Yeah.
the 3, the S. We can do
Yeah,
all 3
yeah.
of them,
Yeah.
but basically just to see if I would expect it to work the same with all of them, especially now that the S has the hardware 3. You know what though? We could do the Autopilot 2.5 car.
Yeah.
And see if it's any different.
I'll try to bump that up in the queue a little bit for you. Let's see. John with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Have you ever tried eating Rocky Mountain oysters? No. That's a no from me.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie like with Chevy Chase, and
Oh, yeah.
he's eating home fries or whatever, and he doesn't know what they are. And there's a restaurant just right in town where we live that sells those, but I've never been tempted to order them.
Nope. Hard pass. Let's see. Otis said, do you think if Tesla will lose Powerwall sales if they offer vehicle to grid? It's highly possible.
They
And
might
that
go
might be
down.
one of their reasons why they're
Yeah.
delaying it.
But the thing is, nice thing about the Powerwalls is that they're always there, so you could drive your car someplace else, but the house would still be powered. That's one thing. If you have vehicle to grid or vehicle to home, it's only going to power the house while you're there.
Yeah. I see a lot of people, though, kind of while we're talking about that, saying if you have free supercharging, then you shouldn't be able to do vehicle
exactly.
to grid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just the way it works. Otherwise, I can see people would abuse that 100%. It's just the way it works. Randy said, I have Tesla coming out this week to work on my 4 Powerwalls. They're currently not getting or sending power.
Uh-oh.
The gateway is also not reporting back any data. I bet you one of those wires was not hooked up correctly. Hopefully they can fix that for you quick, though.
Okay.
Eric said, I have a terrible driving record, and my wife and I are $150 a month for a 3 and an X. Oof. That's a really good price, actually. Pierre Anderson said, any Model Y updates? Have there? I mean, there's some new products coming.
Yeah, we heard last
There's
week
some
they
new
changed the
videos.
buttons.
Oh,
Are they
I
talking
thought you were
about our
talking
videos
about
or the
our-
Model Y
Oh, yeah,
itself?
I guess I don't know.
I don't know. But anyways,
But yeah, they
I've
did
not heard of it.
change the door open buttons. They now basically look like the abstract ocean door buttons that they have. I don't know anything besides that. If you're talking about like on our Model Y, we have some new product videos. We've been doing a lot of carbon fiber stuff. Yeah, there's some other fun things coming. Let's see. Do you recommend the original Tesla charger that comes with it, or an Amazon third-party wall charger, or the Tesla original wall charger for home charging?
Yeah, I'd think originally if it's your first EV, I'd probably just stick with the mobile connector, because you can do all different adapters. So no matter what outlet you have in your car or in your garage or where you're charging it, you can do a 650, 1450, 1430, anything. If you're definitely know that you're gonna stick with EVs, or you maybe have multiple cars, then definitely would recommend getting the wall connectors. And that's the cool thing that we have with the Gen 2 wall connectors, is that they're load balanced, so we don't have to have like a 100 amp circuit going to each car. We have 100 amps that's shared, and it automatically load balances those. Supposedly the Generation 3 wall connectors that Tesla came out with can do that wirelessly, or they will be able to eventually, but that feature isn't there now. Fortunately, the software can be upgraded in those, so one of these days Tesla should have load balancing on those Gen 3s as well.
Yep. Tracy said, can I put all-weather tires on my 21-inch Uber turbines? I believe they make an all-weather. It's not like a TO. So when you look for tires, if it says TO, that's Tesla original, so that's going to be like what you could get from the factory. But I believe there are 21-inch tires with that same profile design that are all-weather. I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually looked at that yet.
I see some. They were asking about the stock. Remember, we were having a discussion about the stock split.
Oh yeah.
And it says Tesla, the official date for you have to be on record as of 8/21. But then somebody else says, well, no, it's 8/28.
Yeah. So basically, for the 5-1 forward split, it means for every share of Tesla common stock that you own on or before the market open on August 31st, you'll receive 5 new shares. So basically, by the 28th.
And the question though is like for that week, like if you buy it and then sold it, theoretically your broker would have to take those.
Exactly. That is correct.
They will have to take the shares. They've been assigned to your old account, but if you sell it, then they move it around. Luckily, I'm not going to even think about it, because I'm not selling any of my Tesla in the next week. So
I guess like anything like that.
But I guess for people who want to buy it next week,
I'll drop this link in chat.
Yeah.
It's from the Tasmanian blog.
Because there's some people still want to get in on it,
yeah.
And theoretically they should still, even though they didn't have it on that date of record, that those shares existed, and whoever sells it next week, you can't buy it unless there's a seller. Whoever sells it next week would lose out on those shares, and those would go to the new buyer.
Exactly. Diego said, will you guys ever have Scott, the roommate, as a guest? Is he into Tesla? So he actually owns the matte red Tesla, the 75D. He just hasn't wanted to be on camera, I guess, in a while.
Yeah, not recently, but yeah, we'll invite him down sometime.
Maybe we have a guest couch. Maybe we'll do a guest interview.
Or you know what, too, like when we were talking about doing the Smart Summon or whatever, maybe we can do his car too, and we'll get him on that so we can see if there's any differences between 2.5 and 3.
Yep. Chagog said, I suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out. Guilty as charged. I as well. If I buy Y now, will I miss the 1,000,000-mile battery and hardware 4? But I want to buy now. So to be honest, I mean, I don't think that's coming to Y anytime soon. Again, hardware 4 not till for another probably 16 months, and then the 1,000,000-mile battery, I don't think that battery tech is going to come to Y for even longer.
I see.
So,
hey, Dan just sent another super chat. Thanks again, Dan.
Yes.
He was wondering if you have any update on the Tasmanian sunshade.
There's the notification. Thank you, delayed, computer. Yeah. I don't know why it's delayed. I'll look at that. But yeah, thank you for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. So he said, any updates on the sunshade from Tasmanian? Yes. Just need to compile the video and the data. But it definitely does help reject a lot of that heat. So,
but also, aren't they coming out with like an updated version or something like that?
Oh, I don't know about that.
So I don't know. We should double check with them and see. But
the Tasmanian sunshade, I've been super happy with it. It's been great.
I wish we would have taken it when we were driving across Moab.
I messed
Utah,
up.
Yeah.
I didn't leave it in the car when I drove the car out there to get wrapped, and then we went through Moab, and I didn't have it in the car.
Speaking of which, somebody
could have come in handy.
I don't know where that is in the chat, but somebody was asking why you took the car to California.
Oh.
Basically, we usually get them done here.
Oh yeah, so that was on. That was actually the next question. Good call. So yeah, the reason I had it done in California versus locally is I wanted the Alcantara headliner done. And really, no one here in Colorado does that.
But also, you want to know why you got it wrapped, I think. But the usual place we get it wrapped here in Colorado is booked up.
Yeah, but it was also, since it was getting the headliner done,
get it all done in one place.
Just get it all done in one place. Because we did the PPF on the whole car. We did ceramic coat on the whole car. We did tint. We did the vinyl. And we did the headliner. And we changed out the rims. It was just super convenient just to have it all done in one place. Because otherwise, the car would have had to been out there for a week. Then if we did it locally, it would have had to been there for probably a week. Would have been a lot of time without the car.
Yeah. I see Jason, he says, your do-yourself videos for abstract products are great. They should pay you. Well, guess what? They are our official sponsors of the channel. That's why we talk about them all the time. So, yeah.
Yeah,
we love working with them.
We've actually bought their products before they even became a channel sponsor, and I'm very particular with stuff like that. I don't want, because I mean, if I have someone as a channel sponsor that isn't great, it reflects bad on me. And we have been so happy with them to be working with them. It's been amazing.
And sometimes people ask us to review some other products, but we don't work with every product, every sponsor that's out there, because we do have standards. And
I'm not gonna lie, I get sent a ton of products.
We've been sent a lot of products that we tried out, and they didn't meet, that they weren't worth doing a video, and we didn't. You know, people wanted us to do a video, and we're like, we're not gonna do a video because it just does not work, or we couldn't get it to work, or There's been several products. I won't mention them, but
I don't want to like put people on blast, because if you send me a product for free, I'm of course gonna check it out, but at the same point, if it doesn't pass my quality stuff, then
if it's
I'm
amazing,
not gonna
if it's amazing, we probably would do a video on it. If it doesn't work, or we don't see the need for it, then you probably don't want us talking about it.
Yeah,
because we'll give our honest opinion of it.
Anyway, if you are ever looking at an Abstract Ocean product, definitely recommended. Let's see. Joe said, any news on if the Cyber Quad will be made? Last I heard, Cyber Quad will happen. Hopefully it still does. Someone asked, would you consider Model Y to be too stiff? I mean, it's got coil, so it's going to be.
It's not as smooth as like the Model S or the Model X, which have air suspension, or at least not all of them do, but most of the recent ones since 2017 do. So yeah, it's not as smooth as that. And again, depending on how your tires are inflated, that'll make the ride a little stiffer.
Yep.
I see Jen, I don't know what, that 733 was asking about if it's detrimental to use the high Powerwall connector versus a mobile connector. It's really not, because those can charge at almost the same same kilowatt levels. So it's nothing compared to when you go to a supercharger and it's like 20 times more power. So don't worry about the wall connector versus the mobile connector. But you can also always adjust it down. You don't need to charge it like the full 48, or if you have an older car, 72 or 80 amp, you don't need to charge it that if you don't need to.
Yep. Joe, thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Mace said, regarding the water pump heater, the heat pump water heaters, check out Sandon. Gets much hotter than hybrid units.
Yeah, we'll have to check that brand. I haven't heard that one. So
I'm going to have to check that out. Oh, we got a super chat. John, thank you for the $2 super chat. Much appreciated. Again, you guys are killing it tonight. I really, really appreciate everything. He said, bought the Elon steering wheel tray. Love it. I have not actually seen that yet. But
we do have a tray.
No spoilers. Sorry, Diego. But video this week.
Should be a fun video.
We review some crazy off-the-wall Tesla products, not sponsored by anybody but my own credit card. We went on Amazon and found the wildest stuff and are going to be showing you that. Okay, that's sneak peek. Sorry. I gave you a little bit, Diego. Hopefully Diego's still here, and it will appreciate that.
And I see someone was asking if you got HomeLink installed. We did get HomeLink installed last week, as well as the tow hitch. We didn't mention the tow hitch.
Oh yeah, so basically Tesla was out. I don't like shoving my camera in like service tech spaces or anything, but they came out, and actually one guy came out and installed the tow hitch in Model Y, which I'll have a video on that because there were a couple interesting things that I saw during the install process I kind of want to mention. And also the HomeLink and fixed the rear door alignment.
Oh yeah,
Which I didn't realize how easy it was to do. I could have just done it myself. So yeah, came out, did all that. I was just surprised one guy did the tow hitch all by himself.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Because it took us 2 guys, and we had some bolts that didn't want to work, and yada yada. But yes, super happy about that. Motor Nation 257, what are your thoughts on Lucid? I mean,
Still waiting to see a beat. Once they have a car.
Lucid, call me up. Let's check it
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I heard you had 2 cars in California doing some filming for a commercial. So
Yeah. Or if they drive them
You
over
can
the
find
mountains,
me.
we see a lot of prototype cars going on I-70 through the mountains or hanging out in Silverthorne. So, if they want to bring the Lucid cars here to test some mountain driving, give us a call and we'll
Yeah.
take a look.
Aaron said, should I wait to purchase a Model 3 or Y until after battery day? My opinion, take it for what it's worth. I really don't know what Tesla's planning on doing. I would not worry about battery day in affecting 3 or Y or even long range S or X. I think battery day is going to show us what's going to be in the Roadster, the Semi, the Cybertruck, and Plaid S and X. Eventually it'll trickle down, but probably not for several years. Opinion, mine. And again, thank you for the kind words, Jason. Really appreciate it. Videos, especially DIY videos, can take a lot of time to put together. So I really appreciate the kind words. Got that. A little bit of this and that. Said, hi guys, looking for 4 features from Tesla. Auto volume with speed, auto close windows when raining, enable interior camera with sentry mode, and hold left right lane in merge lanes versus centering. So auto volume with speed, hopefully they can do that. I would think that would be something they could do.
Yeah.
Auto close window when raining, didn't that come out in the newest update?
I thought I heard about that, but at least on like the 3 or newer cars.
Maybe it doesn't have the rain sensor enabled for that yet. If it doesn't, hopefully it does.
It's something they could add if they haven't already.
The interior camera for Sentry mode, hopefully they'll enable it for dash cam mode too. My opinion is if it's going to be there collecting data, I'd rather see it on that. And
the centering.
The centering, that would be nice too.
Yeah, because you can definitely tell on merge lanes that sometimes still tries to center and it looks like you're trying to cut people off sometimes.
Yeah. Let's see. Shane said, I have FOMO too, but Panasonic or whatever, the battery company Tesla acquired, said their goal is 20% battery increase in 5 years. So I doubt battery day will be, hey, we have a 500-mile battery now.
Yeah,
I definitely don't think it's going to be ready until Roadster and Cybertruck.
Yeah, but the current batteries are just always get slightly better. Like I said, like 4 or 5% a year. Yep. So we've seen that over the past few years too, because Tesla had the 85 and the 90 and the 100. But then they've been increasing the range on the 3 and the Y, just via software.
Yep. Steve said, do you think Tesla will update their onboard navigation to run more like a better route planner? It's surprising to me that a third-party app is far superior than Tesla's own navigation. That would be
nice. That would be a really nice to
You
have.
Actually turned me on to a better route planner.
Yeah, I've been using it since the beginning. I was like a beta tester on that site for years.
I've started using it a lot more, and
it'd be nice because people have asked Elon if we could get waypoints and some of these other features because the current navigation will tell you how to get there, but it doesn't let you customize it and say you want to skip certain locations or you want to stay certain places for a certain amount of time. So it definitely would like it if Tesla worked with them or offered something very similar.
Yep. Peter said, on my Model Y, I noticed that the seatbelt rides closer to my neck than on the Model 3. Have you noticed this? I actually haven't. But my Model 3 has race bucket seats in it, so it might be a little.
But you can't adjust it. So
he said would be interesting to do a comparison when I see it. Yeah,
you can adjust the height though.
You can. Yep.
So make sure you adjust the height. You might not have adjusted, but you can squeeze the little button. At least on the 3 and the Y, they still don't have that on the S though.
No, not that I am aware of. Yikes. Hopefully soon. Hopefully with Plaid. Michael says, I still wish Tesla would have an emergency release switch for superchargers in case you can't get it out of the car. They do, but the emergency release is actually like in the trunk portion, like in the interior where the supercharger.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion on that online where people are like concerned, like if it's something in a shady neighborhood and they need to leave an emergency.
Oh, I see. You could do it in the car.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, the thing is there's not like the hardware to make that pop out like that. not at this time. So it's
Yeah.
not like a software update they can do.
Steve said, do you think Tesla will increase the 5-mile-an-hour offset on city roads? I find many road speed limits are far below what traffic drives. I agree with you on that, but probably not more than 5 mile an hour because, I mean...
Especially around local streets.
Local streets, and also, they don't want you to get a ticket. John, huge thanks again for another super chat. This time
he brought up the
$5.
more cowbell
He said,
Easter egg, yeah.
In full self-driving, hit the stock down 4 times and you get the Rainbow Road on screen and plays more cowbell from SNL. So I actually did that. I had a video on it and it got copyright claimed from them. It is what it is, but I just thought it was funny that it got copyright claimed.
But it's a nice little Easter egg. That's
it's
been
an
around,
amazing
That's
Easter
been
egg.
around for years.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of our
That's
favorites.
actually, definitely ranks up there with the favorites. I think your favorite, though, is fart mode.
No.
I mean, you love that, though. Look, he's
fun.
smirking just
it's
even
fun to
to
do
listening
every
to
once
it.
in a while, yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
It's a great one.
the Model X, though, with the Model X Christmas.
That was great, too.
That's a really nice one. The only problem is
Also got copywritten.
Yeah, is that audio, you can't record it just because it's somebody else's audio.
Yeah. But that is a good one, too. I agree. Watch Rebuild said, Rich made an electric cyber quad. His video of it came out today. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Diego said, haha, no more secrets. I mean, I gotta snake you a little bit. Let's see.
KK was wondering if they had the same bolt issue with the trunk. I don't know if...
So they didn't. Not when the
This
mobile
one.
tech came out. No.
But I don't think they've redesigned it yet.
No, they haven't. He
So it might
actually
just- some
brought
of those-
out a new tray.
Oh, that's true,
And
yeah.
we'll talk about it a little bit more on that video, but I guess now that's part of the process. They have to bring out a tray and swap it.
There was a revision some reason.
But it is still a circle nut in a circle hole. I don't understand. Let's see. Do you think my wife will stop giving me a hard time about the cost of the Y once we get it and she starts driving it? Yes. I have a feeling you are going
Yes,
to
definitely.
lose the Model Y to your wife, and then you're going to have to get a new one. That would be my guess. I have a lot of friends that have gotten a Tesla, and it always seems like if it's the wife's, the husband starts driving it and loves taking over, or vice versa. It's really funny to see how it works out, and then pretty soon they become a 2 Tesla household. Let's see. What do you think was in the background of the Battery Day invite?
Oh, I did. Oh, wow.
We're having puppy wrestles.
It's they got the zoomies now, so they're wow. I didn't see. Was there a graphic? I didn't see.
I didn't see it either. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Let's see.
Wait, was there an invite? I didn't get an invite. Did you get an invite?
I think.
Are they just talking about the announcement, saying that
announcement?
they finalized it? Because I know they're having like the event and they're gonna have the Battery Day event afterwards.
I think it was just the announcement.
I didn't see any official.
I'm
I haven't
looking.
heard of any official.
I need to find where that is.
No, I'm very curious.
I'm looking. Time out. Bear with me. We'll answer some questions while I do it.
Somebody was asking about the 2020 Model Ys will have the outside speaker. So they should start having those speakers in September. So they might have them already, but our Ys that we got in March did not have one, and the one we got in June did not have it. They had the wiring but no speaker. But by September of 2020, all electric vehicles are supposed to start including those cars. So any cars since September 2020 should be able to have that. And Elon had mentioned you'll be able to customize those sounds, so that'd be cool. For those owners, but like you said, snake jazz or Polynesian elevator music.
Yeah. So I mean, back to the 2020 annual meeting of stockholders and Battery Day. This is the background. Does anybody see anything that I'm missing? It just looks abstract. But what is this? Tesla's obviously going to show this.
Yeah.
But what does this mean?
I don't know. Maybe those are like.
We'll do this.
They look like fins. They kind of look like fins, like you know how.
What could it be?
Like radiator, like. I don't know.
I don't know what it means. It's got to mean something. They're not gonna put a random image up. I don't know. Comment down below if you can think of what it means.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that until now.
Something's going on. Oh look, now the screen's split again. I need to get a new HDMI cable out on this. Sorry guys. Let's see. Does performance Model 3 wheels fit on a Model Y? I don't believe most are load rated enough.
Yeah, that's the problem.
So I wouldn't. unless you know it's an aftermarket that had the load rating qualified. Craig said, could there be a class action? So this was about what we were talking earlier. Could there be a class action lawsuit if FSD computer doesn't get to level 5?
I don't
Back
know.
to like the whole free
I'm sure
FSD4.
it's possible, yeah, because the problem is that I don't think Tesla ever mentioned level 5, but so there's a discrepancy.
I think it might have been in an Elon tweet or two.
Oh, really? Years ago?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
might have
know.
been.
Oh, wait, level 4? Yeah, actually, he did say like it will have. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because like again, when I first bought my car in Eric bought the Autopilot 1 car we both placed orders in early 2016, and then I decided to delay my order until I knew hardware 2 was coming out, and then I went ahead and bought it because they mentioned full self-driving. So, if I had known that car hardware wasn't able to do full self-driving, I could have delayed my order even more. So I can see a lot of people made their purchase decision back in 2016, 2017 based on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not a bad thought.
And there have been a few other class action lawsuits, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was another one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Motor Nation 257, is the Tesla Model C going to be a real thing? You bet. Tesla's actually already hiring people, designers, engineers, and everything to actually design that car for the Chinese market. Hopefully, though, they can expand it and get it worldwide.
So, Watch Rich Rebuilds was saying it'd be nice if those outside speakers would make fart sounds. And yeah, that'd be funny. I was
Only a
telling
matter of time.
Eric earlier today, though, I think it'd be cool if we could do like the ice cream truck sound and drive behind people and make it sound like an ice cream truck is following them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Nathan said, I'm going to rent my Model 3 on Turo. Does anyone have recommendations on third-party apps that show driving habits and tracking where it was taken? I know there's a few. I have tested one or two out back in the day. I haven't used them since because there have been some people that have said they really never let the car sleep and had a lot of phantom battery drain. So I haven't done those. And also, I think one or two wanted your Tesla credentials. One wanted like a token. Token sounds better than giving somebody my Tesla credentials because then they could steal my car. Few things to think about. But I'll check some out and maybe I'll be able to report something back. I'll see what options there are. Diego said, you guys are great. Love the live chats. Thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, and then, yeah, about the elevator music on the Model Y exterior speaker. That'd be pretty funny, too. I'm thinking about upgrading Autopilot repeaters to the latest version. Can I order the Model Y repeaters? I have Model X with Autopilot 2. Are you still happy with the upgrade?
You should be able to order them.
So, yeah, we did hear that the Model Y repeaters from a few people do work on S and X.
Yeah, we didn't try them ourselves. We ordered just the straight Model S and we put them on a Model S, but we did hear of somebody bought the Y ones. And after we got ours, I kind of wish I would have, because I liked how they're blacked out versus the chrome. But we're going to cover those up with some Abstract Ocean, like carbon fiber covers. So, but yeah, they should work.
Yeah.
According to, do your research, but they should be the same.
Yep. Nick said, should I take the Model Y now or wait until the one-piece casting frame has begun production? I mean, I guess it's really up to you. The fact that they're going from 2 to 1 isn't something that would influence me to delay an order. Now, as far as like production standpoint, I think it's great, but I don't think it's something that would make me delay it because I don't really see what it would necessarily add besides production value. Does that make sense? That's my attitude. Let's see. Jim said it might be that the batteries no longer needed jackets. It's just the center sticking up like grass. Oh, okay. I can kind of see that. There were hints that they could make batteries without cases immersed in cooling fluid. So maybe this is like the cooling pattern. I don't know. It's got to be something. The background is nanowire capacitor. Ha! We have reached 420 people watching us.
Oh yeah, it's gone up slightly.
Let's see. Bona said, would my referral code give 1,000 miles of supercharging to a friend who is leasing? Yeah, I believe it works for leases too, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
I believe it does.
Yeah.
I'm like 99%
Yes,
sure.
when you click on it, make your order, it says, this referral code gives you 1,000 miles. Yeah.
Yep.
And then they just choose their payment afterwards and choose lease.
Yep. Chagong
They
said...
just make sure they use the code before they place the order, though.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you click on the code and do it all online because I've heard that they can't add it afterwards. Some people said they have been. Just be careful. Chagong said, any info on coming major self-driving update in the coming months? I mean, it's going to enter the testing phase, and I guess we'll just see how it goes from there.
Yeah, because Elon had mentioned like a week or so
Yeah.
back that there's a major rewrite is coming out, and he uses it every day, and he barely has to ever do anything when he drives to work. So, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Probably in fourth quarter, I think, sometime October, November.
Yep. Somebody else said it looks like the inside of the battery, lithium strands or something like that.
It's definitely zoomed in, so yeah, you definitely know.
Could be dendrites that no longer grow on batteries as they age, allowing a 1,000,000-mile battery. Wow. Okay, we're getting real into it. Love everybody's guesses. Reddy said, is there any drawbacks to battery degradation if I turn on Sentry mode 24/7?
Not really. I mean, it's
No.
just going to drain a few miles of range.
I mean, it's something you could try for like a week and see what you think.
Yeah.
And if you see an issue, just tone it back, I
Yeah.
guess.
It'll take a little battery drainage, but not that much. It won't hurt the battery of the car, though. It just reduce your charge a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, good eye. Someone said, what's on the other side of that door? So, dogs always come in from this door, so that's like the main door. And then back here are where my reptiles live. I said reptiles. Snakes, lizards, geckos,
And Tune
the
in
usual.
next week to see
Casually.
a special guest appearance. Oh yeah, you know what? That's what we'd use the guest couch next week. And
For
we
the
could have-
snakes?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Here we go. I caught somebody trying to press my door handles when I was at the gym. I was livid. No. Nope. Don't touch people's car. I don't understand why people don't understand. Just don't do it. A little bit of this and that said Tesla scope shows the trips of your car. Oh, that's one I've never even heard about. I'll check them out.
Yeah, that's the one that we used for. It's got the release notes and everything now, so that's really.
Oh, okay. They have an app too, or a car tracker.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know they had a car tracker too. We'll check it out. Electric Greek said, "Why is he always in timeout in the back?" He's not in timeout. He's just hanging out there.
Chilling out on these.
It's nice to have like two different camera angles because we can just like have a lot of fun and really trip people
Plus,
out.
Yeah.
But it just so before like
Supercharger.
the whole COVID thing happened, I said the C word. Don't hate me. Oh,
Mr.
we didn't say food.
I know, but he knows it's fast time for dinner, so we better be.
This was supposed to be so that we could have people over, have special guests. It's been kind of hard since everything happened, so we haven't been able to do that. But David is certainly not in timeout.
We could have Mr. Fox come down.
Maybe we'll do that. The dogs have a giant toy that's like 8 feet tall. It's like a fox. They love like cuddling up against it. It's really kind of cute. No, it was meant for like more like interview stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of worked out this way. That way I can control the computers and he can also answer. And I love the different camera angles. It makes it interesting. Do you guys think the new open door buttons are available on the Tesla Parts website? I couldn't find them.
Yeah, I doubt they're
couldn't
yet.
either.
Usually it takes a while before
Yeah.
new parts show up, so don't expect them to be right. It could be several months before you actually see them on there.
Yep. And Tesla Rex said, one more question. Do you guys think if Tesla will release MCU 3 anytime soon?
I don't know.
I mean,
Because the MCU2 has been
I don't
out for a couple of years now. But, I mean, I just got upgraded MCU2, so I hope they don't come out with a 3. But it seems like, it's pretty snappy, so I don't really know what if they need something faster yet.
yeah. Let's see. Do you guys think full driving will be available soon? I mean, probably not. Maybe next year, if we're lucky. Let's see. Does your Model Y have an insulating cover around its heat pump? So the new one does.
Yeah.
The previous one did not, but Tesla can retrofit the insulating cover.
Yeah, so if you submit a ticket or service request in the app, Tesla can go ahead and schedule somebody to take care of that for you.
Yep.
It's not really needed, but it's just a nice to have.
It is a nice to have. On said, how often do you drive the 3 now that you have it back? I mean, probably not as much as I should, but I'm still doing some things to it. There's some things I needed to fix. There's some things I needed to update. So yeah, I am driving it tomorrow, so maybe you'll see it around. Maybe I'll drive it to the Taj Mahal next time I am there.
Next time, what?
Whoops! Shouldn't have said that. No, I'm just kidding.
See, no, we're getting more frequent dog visits,
yeah,
so this
okay,
means that
we're gonna give you food
it's
soon.
time for dinner.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I saw a likely criminal in my neighborhood last year. During the day, he tried opening various car doors on the street to steal.
Yeah,
I
see-
reported that car plate to police. Yeah, that's scary.
There-
I would be really upset.
See.
Michael said flex tape David one day to the seat.
I don't know
LOL.
about that.
JK though. JK. We don't want to ruin the seats, but that would be kind of funny.
What about David?
What about?
You don't want to ruin the seats?
I mean, you'll be fine.
No,
You'll be fine. You can flex tape me. Oh, flex tape me the seats. Black House said, do we ever carry a spare tire, air compressor, or other safety stuff? So, spare tire, no. They just take up a lot of room and also weigh down the car. I do carry like an air compressor. I carry a... normally I carry like a little 12-volt adapter. What else do I have in the back?
but we're gonna probably
We should do a
video. We have a
what
plan
junk
for,
I have in my front.
yeah, but also
That's actually great.
we're gonna do one for like plugs and stuff like that on tires. So we should do that.
Oh yeah, that too. So yeah, there's some
I mean,
things.
we're getting nonstop
Oh, yeah.
dog
A bunch of
visits,
people are
so-
saying Ridgeback. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's basically time. They're telling us they're hungry, so we got to go get them some foods.
Somebody wants us to feed the dogs early next week.
Oh yeah, I mean that's not a bad idea. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome. Thanks, huge shout out to anyone who gave a super chat. We got Dan, John,
Jason, I think, and a bunch of them.
Robin. Watch Rebuild's channel, any of you guys who did super chat, huge thanks to you guys. Again though, not required to participate, but really appreciated. We're gonna go buy David some new shirts. If
Yeah.
anyone was here last week,
We're not using the super chat money for shirts. No.
But yeah, a huge shout out to any of you guys and anyone who hung out, asked questions, anything. Really love to be able to do an interactive chat with you guys. That's why we started this, and it's worked out great. So yeah, as always though, huge thank you to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean. If you guys are ever looking to accessorize your Model SX3 or Y, definitely check them out. All kinds of good accessories, and using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off of your first purchase. They help make all this stuff possible, so we can't help
And the super chats
thank
helps you.
them enough. Oh yeah, and super chats. Huge shout out to you guys. But yeah, as always, have a good week. We will see you guys next week. Layden, say bye. No, she's just looking at him for food. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye.